Okay, Torah concept, New Testament, stand fast with breastplate of righteousness. Okay, so the Torah contains clear foundations for Paul's command in Ephesians 6, verses 14 and 15 to stand fast with the breastplate of righteousness. In the Torah language, this corresponds to standing firm in covenant to loyalty, being protected by God's righteousness, and living in the just and upright ways of God's commands. Okay, so the Torah parallels here to standing fast with the breastplate of righteousness. Stand fast in Torah. The Torah repeatedly commands Israel to remain firm, unmoving, and loyal to God's covenant, to his word, right? In Exodus chapter 14, Deuteronomy chapter 5, chapter 10, and chapter 32. Chapter 11. Righteousness in Torah as protection and stability. The Torah presents righteousness, or tzedaqah, as a foundation of life, blessing, and protection in Deuteronomy chapter 6 and 24 and 32. Okay, so righteousness guarding the inner person. So the breastplate protects the heart and the vital organs. The Torah uses different imagery, but the same idea appears. Righteousness guards the inner life. Okay, in Numbers chapter 15, Deuteronomy chapter 10, chapter 30, we find these concepts. 4, righteousness as a basis of standing firm. The Torah consistently links righteousness and stability of life and victory in Deuteronomy 4 and chapter 28 and chapter 32. Okay, and 5, covenant obedience as a protective covenant covering. While the Torah does not use armor imagery, it uses the idea of God's commands as a covering or binding or protective guard in Exodus chapter 19 and Deuteronomy 6 and chapter 11. So the context here is that we are to stand fast. We are to be unwavering in our covenant loyalty. We are to be righteous, and how righteousness protects and it stabilizes and it guards life. We are to guard our hearts, and inner life is protected then from corruption if we guard our hearts. The command as a protective covering. God's word functions as that protective covering, and so forth. Torah teaches these things. The core insight here is that Paul's breastplate of righteousness is rooted in the Torah's covenantal pattern. Stand firm. Do not turn aside. Live in righteousness as defined by God's commands. Let righteousness guard the heart. Bind God's truth to yourself as protection. Cling to God for stability and strength, and so forth. Okay, so this is how Paul taught Torah in the New Testament. The Torah has not passed away.